The dusty road shimmered beneath the setting sun as the sky burned gold and crimson. There rode a lone cowboy, Ryan Malik. Born to a poor family, but with emotions far richer than gold. Life had only ever painted him in the colors of sweat and soil. Yet deep within him lived a dream, to rewrite his fate with honor and love. His horse, Sultan, was his most loyal companion, a silent witness to every journey, every wound, every hope. Ryan's days passed in the fields, his nights with an old guitar. His home was made of mud, but his heart overflowed with dreams. The villagers often mocked. Ryan dreams too much, but how will he ever make them real? And he would smile and say, a man's true home is his courage. One day, as he led Sultan to the river for water, he saw her, Aiza, a city girl, spending her vacation at her uncle's farm. The sunlight danced upon her wet hair, and her smile was like a spark in Ryan's quiet sky. In that single moment, Ryan realized, life isn't meant just to be lived. It's meant to be felt. Aiza smiled and said, your horse is beautiful. Ryan replied softly, his name is Sultan. But his real beauty lies in his heart. She laughed, a laugh filled with curiosity, warmth, and something unnamed. Days went by. Every morning, Aiza came to the farm, and Ryan taught her to ride. With each ride, their bond deepened. Her city grace and his rustic charm, blending like two notes in a new melody. Something unspoken grew between them, but neither found the courage to say it aloud. One evening, as the sun sank beyond the river, Aiza said, Ryan, if you come to the city, your life could change. Ryan picked up a handful of soil, let it slip through his fingers, and said, I love this soil, Aiza. It's who I am. But, if you become a part of it, my whole world will change. There was silence, but in that silence, love spoke. Aiza's heart, too, began to fill with the scent of that soil. But the world is never that kind. Her uncle, the owner of the farm, had seen everything. His eyes burned with anger. How dare a poor cowboy dream of my niece? He threatened Ryan. Leave this place, or you'll regret it for the rest of your life. Ryan took off his hat, his eyes glistening with tears, and said, I can give up love, but not my dignity. That night was the longest of Aiza's life. From her window, she saw Ryan riding away with Sultan, silent, guiltless, but carrying a storm in his heart. The next morning, Aiza made her choice. Love is not a crime. She put on her hat, dressed simply, and rode out along the same dusty road, chasing the men who had taught her what truth felt like. The sun shone equally upon them both now, as if God himself bore witness to their love. By the riverside, they met again. She stepped into the water, took his hand, and said, I've left the city behind. Now all I need is your shadow. Tears welled in Ryan's eyes as he whispered, your love is the greatest honor I could ever earn. That moment was theirs alone, horse, river, dust, and love becoming one. Their love was larger than the rules of the world. And finally understood. The poor man is not the one without money, but the one without love. A new dawn. The morning sun now brought with it a new beginning. On the dusty road, the hoofprints told a story of a cowboy and a city girl writing their truth together. They worked the fields by day, sat by the fire at night, and shared dreams between them. Ryan would say, you are the part of my dream I never knew I had. And Aiza would smile. And you are the truth of my heart the world can't understand. For a while, life was peaceful, but happiness never walks a straight road. Aiza's uncle, desperate to protect his pride, decided to destroy Ryan. He bribed a few villagers to spread lies that Ryan had kidnapped Aiza. Crowds gathered outside his home with anger in their eyes. That night, Ryan said softly, if you wish, I'll take you back to the city. I don't want to cause you pain. Aiza held his hand tightly. I can live with pain, Ryan, but not with lies. The next morning, as they worked in the fields, a group of men attacked them. Risked his life to protect Aiza. Sultan galloped fiercely through the dust, carrying her away as bullets echoed through the fields. One bullet struck Ryan's shoulder, but he did not fall. He did not let go of her hand. They hid under an old wooden bridge. Aiza wept as her hands were covered in his blood. "We have to get you to a hospital," she cried. He smiled weakly. "Not a hospital. Just your prayer." There was pain in his eyes, but peace in his soul. "Aiza," he whispered, "even if I'm gone, remember, love never dies." She wiped his tears. "You're not going anywhere, not as long as I breathe." Then came the sound of sirens. Villagers and police had arrived. Aiza's uncle was arrested, his lies exposed. Ryan was rushed for treatment, and his life was saved. Days later, when he opened his eyes, Aiza was there, smiling, her hand in his. "Your dream will come true now, Ryan," she said. "Together, we'll build a new life on this land." Time passed. Built a small ranch, Aiza Farms. The scent of soil, the thunder of hooves, and the melody of his guitar filled the air. Their love had become a song sung by the wind itself. Now people said, "The cowboy the world once called poor owns the greatest treasure of all, love." One evening, as the sun sank once more over the river, took Aiza's hand and said, "I didn't just give you my love, I gave you my world." Aiza smiled, "And I gave you my life." Behind them, Sultan stood silently, as if time itself had stopped. Their reflections danced in the river's glow, as if God himself had written their love into eternity. That evening, both dust and love had won. Ryan's heart carried no fear anymore, only truth. He had written the greatest line of his life. Money can change the world, but love makes a man eternal.